The only possession of man that man cannot sell is man's life. You're welcome to another episode. And here we're going to section 4 of chapter 23 of the Holy Quran. Chapter 23 meaning being devoted to Surah to meaning the believers or believers in general. Namshi. And it begins with sign 51. Uh, Ya ayuha rasulu, kulu minatibati wa amalu salihat. Wa amalu salihan. Ya ayuha rasulu, kulu min taibati wa amalu salihan. O ye messengers, ya ayuha rasulu, ya ayuha rasulu. O ye messenger, kulu enjoy. But literally is to eat, but here is enjoy. Kulu min taibati. Enjoy all things good and pure. The word all is in brackets. Without it, it sounds, oh, ye messengers, enjoy things good and pure. Wa amilu salihan, and work righteousness. This was to the messengers. Of course, it's to us, because the messengers would then relay it to us. Mm. And work salihan. Inni bima tamiluna alimun. Inni bima ta'maluna alimun. For I am well acquainted with all that ye do. Well acquainted, alimun. For I am inni. For I am inni. Well acquainted, bima bima amalun. With all that you do. The word all is in brackets. Without it, it reads, for I am well acquainted with that ye do. Commentary 2908. Let me see if that's the end of it. Yes, commentary 2908. Literally eat. Okay, it's there. Literally eat. Enjoy here. Literally eat means. See note 776 to sign to chapter V. Yeah, let me save myself to chapter V, sign 60. And I suppose that's chapter 7. Surah Al-Iraf, if I'm not mistaken. To chapter 7, sign 69. The prophets of God do not pose as ascetics. Those of us who know the name ascetic. I knew this word long time. Somebody named his lab, ascetic medical lab. The spelling of ascetic is ASCETICS. Okay. The prophets of God do not pose as ascetics, but receive gratefully all God's gifts. Unlike the popes or the monks, but receive gratefully all God's gifts and show their gratitude by their righteous lives. Do we do that, viewers? Or do you consider all the gifts that God has given us and then try to lead a righteous life in payment, or in appreciation? Okay. Yes, that's the end of the commentary or the notes. Okay, we now go to sign 52. وَإِنَّ هَذِهِ أُمَّتُكُمْ وَإِنَّ هَذِهِ أُمَّتُكُمْ أُمَّةً واحدة. إِنَّ هَذِهِ أُمَّتُكُمْ ummatan, not ummatan wahida. And verily, this ummah of yours is a single Ummah. Ummah is a collection of people with similar belief. In Islam, it means Muslims in general. Pardon me if that's not the case. Mm. Ummatan wahidan or ummatan wahidan. Wa ana rabakum fa itakuni. Wa ana rabakum fa itakuni. And verily, this ummah of yours, ummatukum, is a single ummah, ummatan wahidan. Mm. And I am your Lord. Inni rabakum. Mm. And I am your Lord and cherisher. So Rabbakum here means Lord and cherisher. In English, it doesn't always follow. It's just Lord. So Lord and cherisher. Therefore, fear me. فَإِتَّقُونِ فَإِتَّقُونِ. So you can see when God Himself says, fear me, you know what it means. And you say you won't fear Him. What will be the outcome of it ultimately? So fear me. Into brackets, and no other. Into brackets. So fear me, into brackets, and no other. Commentary 2909. Commentary 2909. Compare chapter 21, signs 92 to 93. All prophets form one brotherhood. Okay, the Ummah has been explained here. All prophets form one brotherhood. Colon. Their message is one, and their religion and teaching are one. They serve the one true God, who loves and cherishes them, and they owe their duty to Him and Him alone. That's why we had the brackets there, and no other. Fear me and no other. Mm. Where is it? Therefore, fear me and no other. And that is duty for Him and Him alone. That's note 2909 to sign 52. We now go to sign 53. Fatakata. Fatakata. I always find trouble reading this. Fatakata. To cut. Fatakata. Amrahum. Fatakata amrahum bainahum. Zubran. Fatakata amrahum bainahum. Zubran. But people have cut off their affair. Takata have their affair into brackets of unity between them bainahum. Fatakata amrahum bainahum zubran. Their affair of unity between them into sex. Zubran, into sex. Zubran, into sex. Zubran. Kullu hizbin bima ladayhim. Kullu hizbi bima yadayhim. Farihuna, happy. Kulli, between them, each party, Farihuna rejoices in that which is with itself. Each party rejoices with that which is with itself. Kullu hizban, each party, bima ladayhim, with what is with them, with itself. Each party with what is ladayhim, with itself. Farihan, happy. So after the division, each party is happy with his sex, and that's what is happening today. Instead of being one ummah, one brotherhood, we have many brotherhoods. Each brotherhood happy with its own concept. Mm. Uh, where is it? Hisbon. With itself. Okay. Note 2910. 2910. The people who began to treat on the names of the prophets cut off that unity and made sects, semicolon, and each sect rejoices in its own narrow doctrine. I love that narrow doctrine. Mm. Instead of the doctrine being one broad doctrine, they cut themselves into sect. This sect believes in its narrow doctrine. I love the word narrow. Mm. Instead of taking the universal teaching of unity from God. But this sectarian confusion is of man's making. Full stop. It will last for a time, but the rays of truth and unity will finally dissipate it. The rays, Rays, the rays of truth and unity will finally dissipate it, dissipate the sectarianism. Mm. All right. Uh, that was note 2910 to sign 54. We now go to sign 55. Uh, فذرهم في فذرهم في غمرهم حتى حين حتى حين. But leave them in their confused ignorance. ذرهم, leave them. في في غمرتهم in their ignorance. حتى حين, for a time. حتى حين, for a time. No note for that, or no note to that. Let's go to sign 55. وأحسبون إنما نميدهم به فأحسبون إنما نميدهم به بهم نميدهم به من مال وبنين. It's not a complete sentence. It goes with the next sign. Uh, the completion or continuation of it is with the next sign. And what does this say? Do they think, Ahasibu, do they think that because we have granted them abundance of wealth and sons, let's go to the next sign. 56. We would we would hasten them we would hasten them we would hasten them on every good. Nay, they do not be specific. Okay, now we now go to the Arabic side. Ahasibuna, ahasibuna, inama nubiduhum bihi min malin wa banina nusari'u lahum nusari'u lahum fil hayrati nusari'u lahum fil hayrati. We would hasten them, sorry, we would hasten them on in every good. uh, bal bal la yashkuruna, bal La yashuruna. After the question, God says, nay, they do not perceive. La yashuruna. Let me take it again in the 56 again in English, straight in English. We would hasten them. We would hasten them on in every good. I should combine the two. Sorry. Do they think that because we have granted them abundance of wealth and sons, we would hasten them on in every good? Nay, they do not perceive. Bal la yesh haruna. And this has a commentary, the second part, 56 has a commentary, 2911. 2911. Wealth, or rather, worldly wealth, 2911. Worldly wealth, power, and influence may be but trials. Mm. For not, for trials, sorry. Let not their possessors, let not their possessors think that they are in themselves things that will necessarily bring them happiness. So the wealth in self, you shouldn't believe that the wealth itself can bring you happiness. Let them, let not their possessors, those who possess good things, let them not think that they are in themselves things that will necessarily bring them happiness. I love that. People have a lot of wealth and a lot of influence, but does that necessarily make them happy? No. Somebody in a small room in a village corner may be happier with his family than somebody who has mansions, all the family living well, because they think with the wealth they can control everybody or they can control everything. They can't, and so they will never be happy. The poor man in the village in a small room is happy. He knows he's a nobody. Pardon me to say, he's a nonentity. He's happy of what he has. Okay, let's note 2911. 2911 to sign 56. Let's go to sign 57. All right, it's a series of verses that are not really separate. I don't know why they are not put in the same verse, but I'm not wiser the than our elders who have decided to do that. Mm. Let's see. Uh, uh-huh. إن الذين هم من خشية ربهم مشفقون. That's one sign. 57 then 57. والذين هم بآيات ربهم يؤمنون. The next verse. والذين هم بربهم لا يشركون. The next verse. والذين يؤمنون والذين يؤمنون ما أت ما آتوا والذين يؤمنون ما آتوا وقلوبهم وقلوب ما آتوا وقلوبهم وجلة وقلوبهم وجلة. إنهم إلى ربهم راجعون. Uh, not yet finished. Ulaika, ulaika yusari'una fil khairati wa hum laha sabikuna. So the series goes to end at sign 61, and therefore we shall read them together from sign 57. Verily, those who live in awe for fear of their Lord, إن الذين هم من خشية ربهم مشفقون, live in awe. والذين هم بآيات ربهم يؤمنون, those who believe in the signs of their Lord, آياتهم مؤمنون, of their Lord. والذين برجهم لا يشركون, those who join not partners with their Lord, who join not into brackets in worship, those who join not in worship, partners with their Lord. والذين يؤمنون ما آتين ما آتاه والذين يؤمنون ما آتاه وقلوبهم واجلة, and those who dispense their charity with their hearts full of fear. واجلة إنهم إلى ربهم راجعون. Charity with their hearts full of fear, because they will return to their Lord. إنهم إلى ربهم راجعون. Then the last part of it, the last part of the series. أولئك يسارعون في الخيرات وهم لها سابقون. It is these who hasten in every good work. يسارعون في الخيرات. They are those who hasten in every good work. وهم لها سابقون. وهم لها سابقون. Or you can say وهم لها سابقون. And these are foremost in them. And those who are foremost in them, laha sabikuna, foremost sabikuna, foremost in them. Let's go back and see if there are any commentaries. 57 no, 58 no, 59 no, 60, yes, 60 there is. Against hearts, their hearts, 29, 12, no, 29, 12. Their hearts are full of reverence for God and fear for God and fear. Their hearts are full of reverence for God and fear, lest their charity of their hearts be not good enough for acceptance before their Lord. For they have the certainty of future life. This is the most important part of it. Whatever you do, you must be certain that there is a future life. For they have the certainty of a future life in which they will stand before the judgment seat. Full stop. They fear for their own worthiness, but they hope in faith. They fear for their own worthiness, but they hope in faith. That's the commentary 2912 to sign 60. No commentary again to sign 62. I think we stopped at sign. Laha sabikuna. Mm. Uh, Foremost, sabikuna, foremost. That's where we stood. We stopped. We now go to sign 62. Mm. Oh, yeah. That's a popular sign. Wala yukalifu nafsan illa was'aha. Wala yukalifu nafsan illa was'aha. We did it before. If you go back to my previous videos, you will see them. Mm. And on no soul do we place a burden. Mm. Wala yukalifu. Uh, Wala yukalifu nafsan illa was'aha. Wus'aha. On no soul do we place a burden greater than it can bear. On no soul do we place a burden greater than it can bear. There is no to read, but not before we finish the sentence. Mm. Okay, I can read the English part before. Mm. Except it can bear, that's the soul can bear. Eh? Before us is a record which clearly speaks the truth. Full stop. They will never be wronged. Unjustifiable. That's my own word. Mm. They will never be wronged into brackets unjustifiably. Mm. Uh, Sabi aha. ولدينا كتاب ولدينا كتاب uh, before us is a record كتاب before us is a record لدينا كتاب uh, ينطق بالحق كتاب ينطق بالحق. It's a record which clearly speaks the truth. Yentuku bilhak, which clearly speaks the truth. Mm. Which clearly truth. Yentuku. Yentuku bilhak, which clearly speaks the truth. Wahum la yes. Wahum la yuslimun. Wahum la yuslamun. Wahum la yuslamun. They will never be wronged. They will never be wronged. Of course, unjustifiably. Two commentaries to that, which is Psalm 62, 298, 2913. La yukallifu nafsan illa wus'aha, except it can bear 2913. And then the truth, 2914. Let's go to 2913. Compare chapter 2, Psalm 286, and note 339. Compare chapter 2, Psalm 286, and note 339. That's all for that note. That's all for that note. We now go to the next second note, to Psalm 62. Mm. And what does it say? The record speaks clearly. The record speaks clearly and shows exactly what each soul has done and thought. This is the this is the fearful part of it, which each soul has done and thought, even if you have not done it and you think of it. And that's why we say forgive. We ask for forgiveness always because of the thought. Which each soul has done and thought, and what is due to it in justice. And what these deeds and thoughts will bring to us in justice. Full stop. The worst will receive full justice. The worst will receive full justice. That's the worst of deeds. The best will receive the best will receive far more than their due. Oh, how great God is. Hmm? The just, the worst will receive full justice. They will not be punished more than they have done, or they will not be punished disproportionately. Hmm? And the best will receive more. This is put in another place somewhere. You do good, you do evil, you get just what you did. You do good, you will get it multiplied. Mm. It's somewhere backwards and I believe forwards too. Mm. Uh, the worst will receive full justice, the best will receive far more than their due. And that is, we are referred to chapter XXVIII, Psalm 84. And I see it to mean chapter 18, 28, sorry. We see it to mean chapter 28. We haven't been there yet. Mm. Psalm 84. Mm. And that was Psalm 62. That was to Psalm 62. Mm. We now go to Psalm 63. بل قلوبهم في جمرات من هذا هذا ولهم أعمال من دون ذلك هم لها عاملون. But their hearts are in a confused ignorance. قلوبهم في جمرات من هذا من هذا but their hearts are in confused ignorance of this gamratin min haza of this. Mm. Uh, walahum a'malu walahum a'malun min dunihi and there are of this and there are besides and there are besides that needs to and there are besides there are besides that and there are besides that and there are besides that deeds of theirs which they will continue to do. Mm. Uh, وَلَهُمْ أَعْمَالٌ مِنْ دُونِ ذَلِكَ هُمْ لَهَا عَامِلُونَ. They continue to do. That was Psalm 93 with its commentary, with two commentaries, two and one commentary. Psalm, and they are 2915 against ignorance. Mm. Gamratin against ignorance. And then 2916. Mm. Deeds of theirs which they continue to do. 2915. First, that is said of the unbelievers. Sorry, this is said of the unbelievers who rejected faith and rejoiced in vanities of this world. Full stop. In spite of the proclamation of truth, they are doubtful of the future life and judgment. They are doubtful of the future life and judgment. Today we have them. Mm. And I'm glad to announce that I'm not one of them. I believe there is future life where the record will be put before me. Mm. And I hope it will be in my right hand. That is good deeds. And viewers, what about you? Some of you may even be better than me when it comes to righteousness. We love ha 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 ha, and then evil thoughts. Mm. So God be with us all. Uh, future doubtful of future life and ignorance. We'll go to the second part, 2916. 2916. In addition to their rejection of faith, they have they have against them positive deeds. And in addition to their rejection of faith, they have against them of wrongdoing, positive deeds of wrongdoing, from which, on account of their contempt of the light from God, they will not desist until they are sharply pulled up for punishment. And then repentance will be too late. So they continue doing the goods. Because God doesn't mind them, they continue doing until it is too late for them when the punishment comes. And that was note 2916, second note to Psalm 63. Let's go to Psalm 64. Mm. It's a continuation of Psalm 63. Mm. Until they cease, until we cease in punishment, until we cease in punishment those of them, who received the good things. That's it. Until we receive, until we cease in punishment those of them who receive the good deeds of this world. Behold, they will groan in supplication. Hatta إذا أزهنا مترفيهم حتى إذا أخذنا مترفيهم بالعذاب إذا هم يه إذا هم يسبحون وإذا هم يبأرون. Who receive the good things of this world, behold, they will groan in punishment. Behold, they will groan in punishment. Viewers, we stop here at Psalm 64. When we come back, we shall continue with Psalm 65, God willing. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Au revoir. May God be with you all.